David Marquet, Leadership is Language, the Hidden Power of What You Say and What You Don't. Get ready to delve into Leadership is Language, the Hidden Power of What You Say and What You Don't by David Marquet. This eye-opening book takes a closer look at how traditional leadership language, rooted in the industrial age, is outdated and ineffective in our fast-paced modern world. Marquet emphasizes the importance of replacing binary and deterministic language with empowering, open-ended questions that genuinely encourage people to think and contribute. As you explore this summary, you'll learn about the shift from compliance-based leadership to commitment-based, the significance of psychological safety, and strategies for fostering adaptability in the workplace. Transform your understanding of leadership and communication, and discover what it takes to lead your team to success in a rapidly changing environment.
The Flawed Approach to Management. The book highlights that the traditional approach to management categorizes people into two primary roles, deciders and doers. This approach stems from the industrial age era and is exemplified in Frederick Winslow Taylor's book The Principles of Scientific Management. The book focuses on reducing variability to enhance efficiency. However, in contemporary settings, such an approach is flawed, as it does not account for the variability of human beings. The book argues that people switch between thinking and doing several times a day in their private lives, but in their work lives, they are classified into these two categories. To address this issue, the book suggests a revamp of Taylor's principles to accommodate the variation of human beings. The language of leadership. The El Faro tragedy was not caused by the captain's decision to navigate through a hurricane. Rather, it was a failure of language, the outdated language of the old approach to leadership. This language is deterministic, binary, and focused on doing, not thinking. The captain's language of invincibility stifled any dissent from his crew members, leading to the ship's loss and the death of its 33 crew members. The author argues that the language of leadership needs to evolve to include open-ended questions that encourage thinking and participation from all team members. Modern leadership requires adaptability. In the wake of catastrophic accidents such as the Deepwater Horizon explosion and the sinking of the El Faro, it has become apparent that the old leadership methods are no longer effective in modern times. While the industrial age valued standardization and efficiency, modern times require adaptability in the face of rapidly changing conditions. The new approach to leadership needs to encourage innovation, allow for re-evaluation, and promote communication so that teams can operate with agility and adjust accordingly. The wisdom of the crowd. In his book, the author highlights that for organizations to thrive, decision-making should not be left solely to leaders. This is because while doing work thrives on reduced variability, thinking work requires variability. Therefore, good leaders should include all team members in the decision-making process to benefit from the wisdom of the crowd, which is almost always superior to the wisdom of one. Such an approach motivates team members and drives innovation in organizations. By including everyone in decision-making, leaders can achieve better results and increase team members' happiness while avoiding burnout. The power of language in leadership. A CEO's choice of words can make or break a team's success. In Leadership is Language, the author emphasizes that effective leaders use language that encourages participation and input. By replacing his command with a non-binary question, the CEO in the book example created psychological safety and made it easier for his project lead to speak up. Creating a safe environment where uncomfortable perspectives are encouraged through techniques like talking less, admitting ignorance, and exhibiting vulnerability leads to team success. The book highlights the importance of language in leadership and the impact it has on organizational outcomes. Leading by controlling the clock. The book focuses on how successful leaders manage their teams by controlling the clock instead of obeying the clock. The captain of El Faro did not create a psychologically safe environment that encouraged his team to question his decisions. He adhered to the old "obey the clock" approach, which kept his teams in doing mode and didn't make pauses possible, leading to catastrophic consequences. On the other hand, Good leaders encourage pauses in their teams, plan them, and name them for what they are. They make it easier for their teams to adapt to changing conditions, and sometimes, end up saving lives. Collaborative decision-making. During a leadership seminar, the author assigns a task to groups of executives, revealing that the final estimate is always around the first guess of the senior executive. Effective leaders celebrate diversity and variability in decision-making and actively change their language and approach to encourage participation. Techniques include anonymous guessing and inviting dissent, which yield a broader range of ideas and energize teams. Effective leadership for commitment. Effective leadership requires convincing people to commit to actions rather than merely complying with directives. Compliance only elicits the minimum required effort, whereas commitment inspires energy, creativity, and initiative. Leaders can encourage commitment by focusing on learning rather than just performance, breaking work into chunks, and encouraging a supportive environment for exploration and discovery. The goal is to activate our hardwired curiosity and seeking system. By adopting the improve mindset, we work more enthusiastically and effectively because we're eager to see what we can learn. Commitment comes from within, and the power of commitment is far greater than compliance to external pressures trying to keep you on track. The importance of defined goals. During the 2017 Academy Awards, the wrong winner for Best Picture was announced due to an outdated mindset of continuing work indefinitely. In the industrial age, this mindset focused on maximizing production time without interruptions. Successful leaders, however, complete defined goals instead of continually working. This involves a shift towards acknowledging the value of pauses for reflection, celebrating completion, and creating space for re-evaluation. Had the leaders at the Academy Awards embraced this approach, they could have avoided the worst fiasco in their history. Empowering teams for success. The producer of the hit movie Frozen turned failure into success by encouraging his team to envision their biggest hopes and improve their outcome instead of pressuring them to prove their ability. This approach allowed team members to throw new ideas into the mix and reimagine the film in surprising ways, leading to massive success. Today, effective leaders need to create cultures that are psychologically safe and empower everyone on the team to evaluate themselves. When people are empowered to learn, committed to act, and included in decisions about their own work, there's no limit to what they can achieve.
In conclusion, Leadership is Language highlights the value of embracing a more collaborative and inclusive approach to decision-making. Moving away from the old deterministic and binary language, Marquet suggests adopting techniques that give team members the autonomy and freedom to contribute. This book sheds light on the significance of psychological safety and the need to adopt a control-the-clock approach, which emphasizes adaptability over unyielding adherence to predetermined plans. Ultimately, leaders must strive for a commitment-based approach, instilling a focus on learning and improvement rather than just proving oneself. Implement these strategies in your leadership journey and see how they can create a positive impact on your team and organization.